Hey friends, it's Hannah. Today I'm going to be doing the highly requested crazy roommate video. It was in my video about how I got my rabbit Joy that I mentioned my oh so wonderful roommate. And I had a lot of you guys asking me to tell you more about my experience living with her. So I thought it'd be really kind of a funny video to make, just because I have never met anyone quite like that woman in my life. So it all goes back to when I first started going to photography school. I moved into student housing and I started out with 3 other roommates. So my best friend Ashley, another girl, and then the one that is going to be the topic of today's video. I'm not going to mention her name at all just because I don't want to put anyone on blast. Please do not try and seek her out or anything. Really, she was very, very nice. She just was very, very odd. Okay, so what I've done is I wrote some of the really crazy things that she did in my little notebook. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be running through each little thing pretty quickly. I'm not going to talk about each story too in depth just because... Oh, sorry, something just fell out of my book. Just move that over there with my foot. So I'm not going to be going into each story too in depth. Let's just start right in. And these are in no particular order at all. They're just really weird things that she did. Number 1 on my list was that she claimed she was allergic to marijuana smoke. Allergic. I don't think you're supposed to really be inhaling any sort of smoke into your lungs. So I guess everyone's allergic in that case. Okay, so she would pretend to be sick a lot. So she would wake up in the morning and talk with a really raspy voice. And we would be talking with her and, you know, chatting with her. And she would forget that she was pretending to be sick and she would go back to her normal voice. And then it's like she would remember that she was trying to be sick and would go back to the raspy voice. One time she went out and I asked, because she was out for quite a while. She was out for maybe I think she was out for like 4 hours. Now, she would just tell these really outlandish stories and you would be able to kind of put the pieces together in your head and figure out that she was just completely lying the whole time. So she had gone out for a while and she got back and, you know, we were asking her how her day was and what she was doing, and she told us that she had gone and walked to school, which was maybe like a half-hour walk from where we were, 20-minute, half-hour walk. She went to the library there and was looking for this book. She had to write some sort of essay. I think it was like a really broad topic. I think it had something to do with like architecture. Anyway, so she was, you know, working on her essay there. And then she said she went to Powell's and spent 3 hours at Powell's. Powell's is this ginormous bookstore in Portland. It's, I think, like 4 stories high and it takes up like an entire block. Like, it's a really, really big bookstore. She said that she spent like 3 hours in this bookstore looking for a book about like some specific type of architecture, but not one that was like so outlandish that it would be difficult to find. It should have been pretty easy to find something like that, especially at Powell's. Then she said that she walked to the Rose Garden, which is really, really far away, and she was gone only for like a few hours. So I'm just kind of thinking in my head, how on earth is she having enough time to do this? So apparently she walked to the Rose Garden, and then she told me that on her way back home, she had fainted in the middle of the street, and a man came and helped her up. And I'm just like, if you fainted in the street, wouldn't they be wheeling you into the apartment on a stretcher? I don't know. I sound like such a little negative Nelly right here, but like, I'm telling you, living with someone that would just constantly be telling these super crazy, outlandish lies is just, it gets on your nerves. So she loved to cook. That was one of her like really big hobbies. Unfortunately, she was a terrible cook. She made this bread one time and she was like, do you guys want to have some? We were like, yeah, sure, we'll try some. And it tasted like urine, like straight urine. Just pee bread. This story, I love telling people this because it is so out of control. So, oh, I keep getting lipstick on my teeth. If I have lipstick on my teeth throughout this whole entire video, I'm sorry, but what are you gonna do? I'm just a mess. So, Ashley and I were watching a movie with her one night, and so, you know, we're like about to start the video, and then all of a sudden she starts freaking out, just freaking out, saying, I can't hear anything, you guys. I lost my hearing. I can't hear a single thing. So we're like, you know, trying to communicate with her, and she's like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Like every time we're talking to her. So we're like, okay. So we had to text her to communicate with her because she was claiming that she had lost all of her hearing, just completely, just in an instant it was gone. She was like, well, can you guys try and put the subtitles on for me? And so we're like, okay, sure. So we're trying to figure out how to put the subtitles on the TV, but we're just a couple of dinguses and we couldn't figure it out. We actually couldn't. We were trying. I mean, I seriously doubt she completely lost all of her hearing in that moment, but you know, whatever, sure, we'll play along and we'll put the subtitles on for her, but we couldn't figure it out. So we told her, and then once we told her that we couldn't figure it out, magically her hearing was restored. So this story kind of went over like a few months, right? So Ashley and I mean, I've told you guys, we were like best friends, and so we would just buy our groceries together. We would just pool our money together because we would cook for each other, and we were like basically married. And so yeah, we would buy our groceries together. And so we noticed that our roommate had been taking our food. And I mean, at first we didn't really think too much of it, because like when we first moved in, we were like, all the roommates were like, let's just all buy food together. But then as time went on, we kind of started buying our own foods and stuff like that. So we didn't think too much of it at first. But then we noticed that she was never buying groceries for herself and was completely just solely surviving off of the food that we were buying with our own money. So we're like, this is really weird, like, you know, what do we do? Because it's kind of awkward to, you know, go up to someone and be like, hey, can you stop eating all my food? Because that's my food and it's not yours. I'm terrible with confrontation. Luckily, Ashley's a little bit better. And the straw that broke the camel's back was that one day, Ashley's stepmom had bought us this huge bag of Hi-Chews. You know, like the delicious little chewy Japanese candies. They're so freaking good. So we got a big bag of them and we had them out on the shelf. And we went to go get some one day, and our roommate had eaten, I think it was all of the grape ones, I don't know, it was Ashley's favorite flavor, and our roommate had picked out all of the flavor that was Ashley's favorite and had eaten them all. And Ashley just lost it. I mean, at this point, our roommate had been eating our food for months. Like, it was months. And we just didn't really know what to do about it because we were just a couple of awkward turtles and didn't want to tell her to stop eating our food. And so Ashley confronted our roommate and was like, hey, like, you know, if you're gonna be eating our food, you have to at least pay us back. And so she said that she was gonna pay us in a week or so. I don't know. She made it seem like she had a specific plan to pay us back, because again, this was months of her eating our food. This is like a lot of money, and we had like no money, so food was valuable, very valuable to us. So a week went by or whatever, and our roommate approaches us and she's like, hey, I can't give you guys your money because I'm saving up for a tattoo. And we're like, okay, like, I mean, in our heads we're like, you can always get a tattoo, you know, what's the rush on that? You've been stealing our food for months. But for some reason, the tattoo takes priority over paying back the people that have been feeding you. And then she comes to us a week later and she tells us that she can't pay us because she's now saving up for a dog. So at that point, we had to go to the head RA, and then we actually had a meeting with her and they forced her to pay us back, which was really cool. It was like, we settled with like $400, so she had to pay us $400 back over, like, it was like every 2 weeks she'd give us like $50, I think is what it was. But it was so awkward because I think I said this in the bunny video, but she was the RA for that building, and so we had to have a meeting with her boss saying, hey, one of your employees has been stealing our food and refuses to pay us. Can you please do something about it? Right, I forgot. So after we had the meeting with the head RA, Ashley and I went into the kitchen one day to, you know, make some food. And we look in the cupboard and there was only 2 plates. There was 2 of each item of like cutlery and, you know, dinnerware. She had taken all of the things but 2 of each, you know, piece of dinnerware, and she had put it in her room. And so we asked her what happened to all of the plates and stuff, and she just started to cry and got mad at us and basically was saying that she didn't know what to do after the whole having to meet with the head RA, so her only choice was to take everything and put it in her room. So that was freaking weird. Something our roommate told us when we moved in was that she said she had like no hearing in one of her ears, which I'm telling you is BS. BS. She had like supersonic hearing, I'm telling you, and it was creepy. One time my mom was at my apartment and we were just sitting in my room with the door closed. So obviously, you know, I'm having my own private time with my mom in my room, just hanging out. My mom sneezed and our roommate, who's in the living room, in another room, says, "Bless you." What? What the heck? That's so freaking weird. I mean, honestly, I could think of so many other stories, but... Oh, one time she said she shot a bear, which I just don't think that happened. I don't think she shot a bear. I don't know. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm like bashing on her. I mean, I lived with her for 9 months. I experienced a lot of the madness surrounding her. So give me ideas for new videos as always. My lime crime lipstick swatch video should be coming soon. I think that should be getting in the mail tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and make that video for you guys. I'm really excited to do it. Yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My name is Hannah.Garrett. I'll put that down in the description. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe because it helps me out. Yeah, I'm having so much fun doing videos again for you guys. So yeah, I'm just stoked to be here hanging out with all my friends. Yeah, anyway, this was a weird video, so I'm sorry. But I'll catch you guys later. Bye!